Hey, how's it going, guys? I know I haven't uploaded a video for at least a few days, but I've been preparing for Nats, and there is a very important card that I think we should revisit.
D time!
Michael Bowden back again, aka Destiny Hero Mike, and welcome back to D Time. We're here, baby. It's always D Time, in more ways than one. And I just want to give a special shout out and thank you to my new join members, my new memberships. So big shout out to you guys. Definitely, I definitely cannot wait to start streaming. Yes, live streaming. But because I've got so much going on, building a website, a little more on that later. Building a website, I have to practice for Nats and get ready for Nats literally this week. I'm having I'm not able, I really want to get into a streaming schedule, an official actual streaming schedule. So instead of just throwing one out there. So everything's going to pretty much settle down and get back to regular posting after National. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief shout out. And if you want to join, go ahead and below this video or on the main channel, go ahead and hit that join button. Now on to D-Force. Yes, D-Force. It is a very important card. This format for Destiny Heroes, and I also believe that every hero player should at least be maining, if not side decking 3 D-Force. It is just too good. I'm sorry. I personally, I don't want to say what I'm doing and what I'm not doing with D-Force, but I do know I'm playing it in 3s. Okay, I'm playing D-Force in 3s. Why? Well, if you really think about it, this format, hypothetically, a lot of players have strayed away from 2 things that hurt Hero. Branded, because the Super Poly, and Nibiru in terms of main deck. So, because Nibiru, it's just, the Punk engine shuts that deck down. Any kind of Punk and or Brave, you go against that and you're forced to go second with a Nibiru in hand, shuts that deck down. I mean, shuts that card down. It's not very strong, so a lot of people are not, at least they're not maining it right away. Sometimes they're only just maining one. I've heard they would just only main one, so it's not a high chance they'd have it in hand. So, and that the fact that there's less Despia, therefore less Super Poly, I believe that it is safe, again, to go ahead and go into D-Force, and I want to go ahead and detail and break that down for you guys. Alright guys, and before we get into the meat of today's topic, just really briefly, yes, D-Time exclusives, merch is coming very soon. There's going to be all sorts of different custom Destiny Hero related gear, custom art, everything custom artists, so commission and whatnot, going on t-shirts, hats, and everything of the likes, dropping really soon. I don't know if it's going to be able to drop this week, since I'm going to be, I'm preparing for Nats and everything else, and also setting up the website, but I'm going to try to, as hard as I can, launch it this week. Also, if you are a member to the D-Time Yu-Gi-Oh channel, you're definitely going to have special access to discounts, and you're going to get sneak peeks to what gets dropped next, as well as special incentives if you are in the Discord. And if you're just generally in the Discord and not a member of the YouTube channel, you will still get a discount to the website. So I appreciate you guys. I just wanted to drop that on you guys really briefly. All right, so D-Force is very important, as I was saying in the intro today. It is very important. It is essential we play 3. I know it's bold. I know some might think, oh, that's clunky. For me, I play this in place of emergency call, 1000%. And I just figured I don't need e-call anymore because I already have 3 Stratos. I already have 3 Ferris, which can lead to me getting the normal 7 Stratos, and I already have 3 Vion. The deck is Rhoda as well, and 3 A-Hero Libs. So the deck is already consistent. I don't need, it's a bit redundant. I don't really need the e-call like that. So that's the kind of space that I made for D-Force. D-Force is, every time you get D-Force, you're gonna automatically Plasma, and it's just so smooth. And as I was explaining earlier in the video, that there are less people maining Nibs than Nibiru than those that are. So in a blind game 1, you don't know what you're going against, this is not a bad bet. This is not a bad bet. I promise you, this is not a bad bet. And also, the most important reason why I wanted to stress the importance of D-Force, because all these different things that it covers, right? It covers Flunderies. It covers even fighting Mystic Mind. It covers the entire Brave engine. It covers any kind of Sword Soul Tenyi matchup. It covers Scythe, because you're not playing, this is the most important thing, you're not even playing with your extra deck with Plasma. He doesn't care about the extra deck. The heroes are capable of summoning 3 monsters easily with the Ferris Vision hero package. And 3 hero lives. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to repeat, 3 hero lives. It plays through barrier. We don't care about side deck. We don't care about Dimension Barrier. We're going to play through that. We do not care. It destroys Striker, because everything in the Striker deck targets. The most important card in their deck, I would argue, is Widow Anchor. And also their other card, the Afterburners. That targets. I'm pretty sure they play Imperm. That targets. So unless they're on something like a Droplet, which I've been seeing a lot of, for some reason, a lot of Striker players are not playing Droplet. This is going to kill them. This is going to steal the game, especially if it's in game 1 and you go first. Now, now you might be wondering, well, what about something like Anti-Spell Fragrance and whatnot? Well, now we're getting into side deck territory. Okay, so if we're getting into side deck territory, then that means I can also sit, because no one is in their right mind is main decking Anti-Spell Fragrance. So with that logic, then I could just say Twister, right? After I side deck, I could say Twister then. If you could say Anti-Spell Fragrance, then I can also say Twister, because no one in the right mind is main decking Anti-Spell Fragrance, especially if they lose a die roll. Big risky, not worth it. But what I'm saying is, unlike being forced to go second, this card can play through a Hulk. Okay, this card can play through a Scythe. This card can play through so many different things. This card completely shuts down Flundery. I mean, Plasma's already bad enough against the Flunder matchup. Plasma already wins by himself the Flunder matchup. But with the added protection, look, this is the closest card we're going to get to Miscellaneous Source. Now, you might say, well, what if I do get Nibiru? Well, make sure you do everything in the right order so that you have a follow-up Miracle Fusion and that you have a DPE coming back. And if they main deck Nibiru, well, I mean, that's nothing you could possibly know. But obviously, in side decking, they're going to go into Nibiru and whatnot. So the way you would order it, as I've showed in my previous videos, the way you're supposed to order it is that you know they're on Nib, you bring out a DPE and something like a Dark Angel, you put them on a DPE, depending on the matchup, put them on a DPE, Dark Angel, and maybe like a set mass change. They suspect that you have a mass change, they're definitely going to Nibiru. After, you just go, okay, D-Force, use my Malicious, and Denier, as I've taught you guys how to do post Nibiru, and you just take the Nibiru that way, if now you're under suspicion of Nibiru. But we're talking about mainly game 1s and game 2. A lot of times in game 2, they're not going to be using Nibiru. If they're going say they're going first, they're probably not going to be having Nibiru, because you know Nibiru is not that good when you're going first. So I wouldn't imagine, especially if it's a combo deck, I wouldn't, unless it's like at Ignister deck where they can towers turn 1 and then have Nibiru in hand for free. That's a specific deck. But most decks don't main Nib going first. A lot of decks don't. So under that logic, if you're going first or second, D-Force is going to play through a lot of different things. And we're not talking about side deck and stuff like that either. We're not talking about in combination with Dark Ruler no more and whatnot. We're not talking about in combination with, say, Evenly Match, and then we go to main phase 2 and didn't do our D-Force barrier. We're not even talking about that kind of stuff, right? That's added insult to injury. Also, if you know you're in the Brave matchup, man, give D-Force a back seat and just put just play Dark Angel line. Just play the Dark Angel line. Okay? Another very important tech, okay? For D-Force, another very important tech that, you know, I really like to leave off with is Monster Reborn. Rest in peace, Kazuki Takahashi. But no, this is not just, this is not just homage to Takahashi. This card, every hero player should be main deck in Monster Reborn. We're the only deck, because here's the thing, guys. Most decks say have a ruling, their main searchers and stuff like that have a ruling. One, you can only use this card effect hard once per turn. Well, Stratos doesn't care about any of that. You see, Monster Reborn, and you target, say, a Stratos, or if you want, you can even get the Mist if you haven't used its effect at all for mass change, for whatever situation you might be in. But with Stratos, see, Monster Reborn, the importance of Monster Reborn under Stratos, any kind of Punk, Hulk, Scythe variant, Monster Reborn doesn't care. And you're going to get a free summon, which leads you to your free extra plasma. It's a free extra body, and it supplements your D-Force. You're going to get your free search. Say you're in the middle of a combo, you link this off super easily. Now, some hero players may have already been playing Monster Reborn, but this tech is disgusting because it does not care about Scythe. It does not care about Barrier. And it gives you that free extra body. You're one card short. It gives you... this card is a pot of greed. The reason why I call it a pot of greed, because you got one card, and then the Stratos say search 2 cards. You have 2 cards. You went from 1 cards to 2 cards. Well, plus 1. This is a pot of greed, in my opinion. This is a pot of greed. Only for hero. The cool thing about this card, not every deck can play this card, man. And it's a great one-of, so... you don't have to worry about, you draw 2 or something like that. This card is just incredible. Or you could blow up your opponent's back row with it. You got multiple options. If you're going first, you need your combo piece, or you're going second, blow off their back row and or search. And it's just gonna help supplement the D-Force fodder, just in case you don't have enough. So it's an incredible one-of, and I think that's gonna catch a lot of people by surprise. And it's just an idea that I have going into Nationals. And one important note that I almost forgot, I almost left out, is Mine. I didn't elaborate why this card is good against Mystic Mine, because D-Force prevents your draw phase. It prevents your draw phase, and therefore your opponent is going to deck up before you can, while you have a meaty Plasma on board that they cannot target. They're going to have a very hard time outing. They have to out themselves, their own Mystic Mine, and neg themselves just to even start being able to play. And a lot of decks that do the Mystic Mine have targeting decks, such as Sky Striker and as well as Flunderies. They don't have a realistic out to Plasma, not in main board, unless they're maining some might be maining Dark Ruler, but that would be their only out to it under the Mine. But you still have a very, very good chance against Mystic Mine, especially in time, and the fact that you cannot be decked out to Mine. So that's just one thing that I wanted to elaborate, especially if you just go ahead and just D-Force it. Especially if you're already stuck under Mine, man, you can just D-Force it, man. You can just summon your monsters 1/1/1, and then just go D-Force, sack 3, boom. So now the pressure's on them. 1000%, they're gonna have to out their own Mine, and they're gonna have to completely OTK you. So that's another thing to keep in mind, and this is going to really disrupt them. So that's another thing to keep in mind. All right, and that's going to do it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys' tech and idea are, but this is what I'll be doing going into Nats. Look, I know I'm giving away the secret, giving away the sauce, but since we're already so close, I feel safe releasing this information since we're already so close. Because all the training, all the practicing, and the deck list, they're already pretty much in. The pre-registrations, they're already pretty much in. So I decided to drop this on y'all last minute this week. So even if and another thing, there's not a whole lot of hero players. So yes, absolutely, I do not have any fear in talking about D-Force. And even if you know, what you gonna do about it? Huh? What you gonna do about D-Force? Nothing that you wasn't already doing. So I love you guys. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a like. Appreciate you guys. One love.